Wait, why was Jimin seen traveling with only one person beside him? And why was that person none other than his longtime bodyguard, Jusang? No staff members. No large security team. No cameras following him. Just Jimin and Jusang. At first, it looked like an ordinary trip. But within hours, ARMY began connecting details, sharing photos, discussing theories, and asking the same question over and over again. Was Jimin heading to a secret project meeting? And somehow, the more fans looked into the situation, the more mysterious everything became. Hey everyone! Welcome back to Pop Signal, where we talk about the latest updates, fascinating moments, and everything that keeps the K-pop world buzzing. And today, we're diving into one of those stories that has captured the attention of ARMY around the world. Not because of a major announcement, but because of a simple sighting that suddenly raised so many questions. One thing BTS fans know very well is that even the smallest details surrounding the members can become meaningful. Sometimes it's a photo. Sometimes it's a song recommendation. Sometimes it's simply where they are seen and who they are with. And when it comes to Jimin, people have learned that unexpected moments often lead to something exciting. That's exactly why this particular sighting caught everyone's attention. According to photos and brief accounts shared online, Jimin was recently seen traveling with only Jusang accompanying him. The images themselves didn't reveal much. There was no banner announcing an event. There were no official statements explaining the destination or purpose of the trip. On the surface, it seemed incredibly ordinary. But if there's one thing ARMY has become skilled at over the years, it's noticing details. Fans immediately pointed out that the situation felt slightly different from Jimin's usual public movements. Some wondered whether this was simply a personal schedule. Others suggested it could be related to work. And then another theory slowly started gaining attention. What if this trip was connected to a project that hasn't been announced yet? Of course, it's important to be clear here. As of now, there has been absolutely no official confirmation from Jimin, his team, or HYB regarding any secret meeting or upcoming project connected to this sighting. Everything being discussed online remains speculation and fan interpretation. However, what makes the situation interesting isn't necessarily whether the theories are correct. It's the reason so many people immediately felt that something special might be happening. To understand that, we have to talk about Jusang. For many newer fans, he may simply appear to be one of the security staff members who accompanies Jimin during public schedules. But longtime ARMY know his face very well. Over the years, Jusang has frequently been seen protecting Jimin in airports, crowded venues, and public appearances. His job is straightforward: keep Jimin safe. Yet because he has appeared alongside Jimin so many times, fans have developed a sense of familiarity with him. They have witnessed moments where he guided Jimin through large crowds, remained alert during chaotic situations, and quietly stayed by his side during demanding schedules. To many fans, Jusang has become one of those recognizable figures who represent stability and protection around Jimin. That's why seeing the two together, seemingly on their own, immediately felt noteworthy. At first, some fans laughed and joked that perhaps Jusang had simply been promoted in ARMY discussions from bodyguard to travel companion. Others shared old clips and photos of the pair, reminiscing about moments when Jimin appeared comfortable and relaxed in his presence. But then something unexpected happened. Instead of fading away after a few hours, discussions continued growing. People started revisiting recent events surrounding Jimin. They looked at previous interviews. They thought about hints that might suggest future activities. They remembered that Jimin has often surprised everyone by appearing unexpectedly with new music, collaborations, or projects that had been carefully kept under wraps. Suddenly, one ordinary trip no longer looked ordinary. And this is where everything became even more interesting. Jimin has built a reputation for quietly preparing things behind the scenes. Throughout his career, there have been multiple occasions when fans had little idea about what he was working on until official announcements finally appeared. Sometimes he disappeared briefly from public view and then returned with incredible performances, new songs, or exciting projects. In many ways, unpredictability has become one of his signatures. That's one reason why ARMY pays attention to moments like this. Not because fans believe every rumor they see online, but because history has shown that unexpected sightings sometimes turn into unforgettable announcements later. Most fans didn't notice this detail immediately, but there is also an emotional element behind these reactions. Jimin's relationship with ARMY has always been built on trust and anticipation. He has consistently expressed gratitude toward fans and often shares his thoughts sincerely. Because of that connection, many supporters feel emotionally invested in every stage of his journey. Whenever he begins preparing something new, fans become excited not only because they want new content, but because they enjoy witnessing his growth. Each new project represents another chapter in his story. And perhaps that's why this simple sighting created so much conversation. Because in the minds of many fans, it felt like the beginning of something. But what exactly? That remains the mystery. Some theories suggested that the trip could be related to music. Others wondered whether it involved a collaboration. A few even proposed possibilities connected to future performances or creative projects outside of music. Again, none of these ideas have been confirmed. Yet watching the discussions unfold revealed something beautiful about fandom culture. People from different countries and time zones gathered together, examined details, exchanged opinions, and shared their excitement. No arguments, no negativity, just curiosity. And honestly, moments like these remind us why being part of a global fandom can feel so special. A few photos can create thousands of conversations. One sighting can inspire endless theories. One mysterious trip can unite people from around the world in anticipation. But here's something else that made this situation particularly intriguing. Despite all the speculation, there was also a strong sense of respect among fans. Many ARMY reminded others not to invade Jimin's privacy or jump to conclusions. They encouraged everyone to enjoy the mystery while waiting patiently for official information. That balance between excitement and respect has always been one of the fandom's strengths. Because at the end of the day, Jimin is not simply an idol who constantly owes explanations about his personal schedules. He is also a person who deserves privacy. At the same time, fans naturally become curious because Jimin has a history of turning quiet periods into memorable surprises. And that's exactly where the tension of this story lives. On one side, there is absolutely no confirmation of a secret project. On the other side, there is Jimin's track record of surprising everyone. The result? A mystery that continues to keep people talking. But what happened next made the entire situation feel even more fascinating. Instead of disappearing after the initial discussions, the sighting sparked something deeper among fans. People started sharing memories. Old airport videos resurfaced. Past stories involving Jusang began circulating again. Fans recalled occasions when Jimin appeared exhausted after schedules and moments when security staff carefully protected him from overwhelming crowds. These memories reminded everyone just how much pressure public figures often experience behind the scenes. Being a global superstar means living under constant attention. Every movement becomes news. Every appearance becomes content. Every small detail becomes part of a larger conversation. And perhaps that's another reason this story resonates emotionally. Seeing Jimin accompanied by someone familiar and trusted creates a sense of reassurance for many fans. Regardless of where he was going or why he was traveling, knowing that he had reliable support beside him felt comforting. At the same time, the unanswered questions remained. Why was the trip so private? Was it simply a personal schedule? Or was there truly something being prepared behind the scenes? The truth is, right now, nobody outside Jimin's team knows. And maybe that's precisely what makes this story impossible to ignore. Because every fan understands this feeling. The strange excitement that appears when something small seems meaningful. The curiosity that keeps growing even though there are no answers. The sense that perhaps, somewhere behind closed doors, something special is quietly taking shape. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe it's something huge. Nobody knows yet. But one thing is certain. Jimin and unexpected moments seem to find each other again and again. And somehow each time it happens, ARMY is ready. Ready to wait. Ready to support. Ready to celebrate whatever comes next. Because if this mysterious trip eventually turns out to be connected to a new project, then these photos may become remembered as the very first glimpse of a chapter that nobody saw coming. And if it turns out to be something entirely different, then this story will still remain a beautiful reminder of how deeply connected fans feel to Jimin's journey. But before we jump ahead, there's one more detail that many people are still discussing online. And strangely enough, it might be the most interesting part of this entire mystery. Because as the conversations continued, some fans began asking a different question. What if the destination wasn't actually the most important part of the story? What if the real clue was the timing? Think about it for a moment. Jimin has been going through one of the most meaningful periods of his career and personal journey. Every appearance, every update, and every small glimpse of his activities naturally attracts enormous attention. Fans are especially curious these days because everyone knows that BTS is entering another exciting chapter together, while also continuing to explore individual opportunities and creative projects. That context changed everything. Suddenly, this simple sighting wasn't just about Jimin and Jusang traveling somewhere. It became another puzzle piece that people tried to place within a much larger picture. ARMY started discussing possibilities. Some wondered whether Jimin could have been meeting producers. Others thought about creative directors, photographers, or even people connected to future performances. A few fans speculated about international activities because Jimin has repeatedly demonstrated his ability to connect with audiences far beyond Korea. Again, and this is important to remember, none of these ideas have been confirmed. Still, the theories kept spreading because fans know one thing very well. Preparing major projects often happens quietly. Most of the work takes place behind closed doors. Long before songs are released, there are meetings. Long before performances happen, there are discussions. Long before announcements appear online, there are plans that only a few people know about. That's why the phrase "secret project meeting" suddenly started appearing in countless posts and comments. Not because people had proof, but because mystery naturally invites imagination. And honestly, if you've been part of the BTS fandom for a long time, you know exactly how this feels. How many times have fans gone to sleep thinking everything was calm, only to wake up to unexpected news? How many times has Jimin appeared with something that nobody predicted? Those memories shape the way ARMY reacts to moments like this. There is always that little voice in the back of your mind saying, "What if something incredible is coming?" However, that's not the whole story. As fans continued discussing possible projects, another aspect of the situation started receiving attention: the relationship between trust and privacy. Because despite all the excitement, many ARMY emphasized something very important. Just because fans are curious doesn't mean they are entitled to know every detail immediately. In fact, one of the reasons Jimin's surprises often feel so magical is because he has the freedom to prepare things privately. Imagine trying to create something meaningful while millions of people follow your every move. That can't be easy. Every step becomes speculation. Every trip becomes a headline. Every photo becomes a clue. For global artists like Jimin, maintaining a sense of privacy is not only understandable, it is necessary. Perhaps that's another reason why the images of him traveling with Jusang felt comforting to some fans. There was something simple about it. No dramatic scene. No official event. Just Jimin moving through his schedule with someone whose role is to make sure he remains safe and comfortable. In a way, the sighting offered a rare reminder that even worldwide superstars still experience ordinary moments. They travel. They attend meetings. They make plans. They prepare for the future. And sometimes those moments happen quietly, away from cameras and announcements. Yet even in those quiet moments, Jimin somehow manages to create anticipation. That's a fascinating thing about him. He has an ability to make people feel excited without saying a single word. No teaser. No hint. No cryptic message. Just his presence. And suddenly millions of people are talking. Most fans didn't notice this detail at first, but that kind of influence doesn't happen overnight. It's something built through years of sincerity and unforgettable experiences. ARMY has laughed with Jimin. They have celebrated achievements with him. They have worried about him during difficult times. They have watched him grow as an artist and as a person. Because of that emotional history, every new possibility feels personal. Every potential project carries meaning. Every mysterious sighting feels like the beginning of another memory waiting to happen. And this is where the story becomes even more emotional. Among all the speculation and theories, one sentiment appeared repeatedly in fan discussions. People simply said they hoped Jimin was doing well. That's it. No demands. No expectations. Just hope. Hope that he was healthy. Hope that he was happy. Hope that whatever he was doing brought him excitement and inspiration. Reading those comments reminded many people why this fandom has remained so strong over the years. At its heart, being an ARMY isn't only about consuming content. It's also about caring, supporting, waiting, celebrating together, even during periods when there are no answers. And right now, this is one of those periods. There are more questions than explanations, more theories than facts, more curiosity than certainty. But strangely enough, that's part of the fun. Because anticipation has always been one of the most exciting emotions in K-pop. The moments before an announcement, the days before a reveal, the endless guessing games among fans, the sudden realization that everyone was looking at clues without understanding what they meant. Those experiences become stories that fandoms remember forever. Imagine if months from now, Jimin unveils something completely unexpected. Maybe fans will look back at these images and say, "That was the day it all started." Maybe this trip will eventually become an important footnote in a much larger story. Or maybe it won't. Maybe it was simply an ordinary schedule that unintentionally became a global discussion. That's entirely possible too. And honestly, that's what makes this mystery so compelling. There are no guarantees, no confirmed answers, just possibilities. Yet despite having so little information, people remain interested. Because Jimin has earned that level of trust and excitement from fans around the world. People believe that whatever he chooses to do next will be worth waiting for. And perhaps that's the biggest takeaway from all of this. Not the rumors, not the theories, not even the mystery itself, but the fact that one quiet trip, accompanied only by Jusang, reminded everyone of something important. Jimin's journey still feels full of surprises. There is still a sense of discovery surrounding him. There is still that wonderful feeling that something unexpected could happen at any moment. And right now, somewhere beyond public view, only a handful of people know the truth behind this trip. Was there really a meeting? Was there a new idea being discussed? Was there a creative project slowly taking shape? Or was everything much simpler than fans imagine? At this moment, the answers remain hidden. But sometimes, the periods of uncertainty become the most memorable parts of being in a fandom. Because anticipation creates stories of its own. And for now, ARMY around the world continues doing what it has always done best. Watching, wondering, waiting, and quietly asking the same question that started this entire conversation. Where exactly was Jimin going? And what if this mysterious journey is only the beginning of something much bigger? And maybe that's why this story continues to linger in people's minds even now. Because sometimes, the moments that stay with us the longest are not the ones filled with huge announcements or dramatic headlines. Sometimes it's the quiet moments, the unexpected glimpses, the unanswered questions that somehow bring millions of people together. As discussions continued across social media, another interesting thing started happening. Fans weren't only talking about where Jimin might have been going. They also began sharing what they hoped to see from him next. Some said they were hoping for new music that would once again showcase his emotional vocals and artistic growth. Others dreamed about seeing him explore different creative concepts, perhaps something completely unexpected that would surprise both fans and the industry. There were even fans who simply wished for opportunities that would allow Jimin to express himself freely and happily, regardless of the format. And honestly, reading these comments was surprisingly emotional, because it reminded everyone that the excitement surrounding Jimin has never been limited to charts, records, or achievements alone. Of course, those accomplishments are meaningful and deserve celebration. But for many ARMY, the deeper joy comes from witnessing Jimin continue to evolve. Over the years, fans have seen countless sides of him. The passionate performer who commands the stage with incredible precision. The thoughtful artist who pours emotions into every song. The kind and sincere person who often speaks from the heart. The playful friend who can make everyone laugh with just one unexpected comment or expression. These different sides of Jimin have created a connection that goes beyond simply following an idol's schedule. Fans feel like they have been growing alongside him, cheering him on through every chapter of his journey. Perhaps that's why even a mysterious trip can carry emotional weight. Because every possibility represents another page that has not been written yet. And isn't that one of the most beautiful things about following artists you genuinely care about? There is always another chapter waiting. Another story yet to unfold. Another opportunity to create memories together. As the conversations surrounding this sighting gradually settled down, something else became noticeable. The mood among fans shifted from intense speculation to quiet anticipation. The excitement didn't disappear. It simply became softer, more patient, almost like everyone collectively agreed to trust the process and wait. There's something comforting about that. In today's world, information moves incredibly fast. People often expect immediate answers and instant updates. Yet fandoms occasionally create moments where waiting itself becomes meaningful. Waiting together, wondering together, sharing theories and excitement together. Those experiences become memories too. Years from now, some fans might not even remember every detail of this particular sighting, but they may remember the feeling, the curiosity, the conversations, the anticipation, the sense that something could happen at any moment. And if we're being honest, that's an experience every longtime BTS fan knows very well. Because BTS and surprises have almost become inseparable. Just when everyone thinks they know what comes next, something unexpected appears and changes the conversation entirely. That's one of the reasons their journey has remained so captivating for so many years. There is always room for possibility. And maybe that possibility is exactly what this story represents. Not certainty, not confirmation, just possibility. Maybe the trip really was connected to something exciting. Maybe it was simply part of a private schedule. Either way, the sighting revealed something important about the relationship between Jimin and his fans. People care. Deeply. This mutual trust is what makes stories like this feel special. Even when there are no answers. Even when there is no official statement. Even when all anyone has is a few brief glimpses and countless questions. Because ultimately, this story isn't only about a mysterious trip. It's about anticipation. It's about connection. It's about millions of people feeling excited simply because someone they admire might be preparing for a new chapter in life. And honestly, that's kind of beautiful. Somewhere, beyond cameras and online discussions, Jimin is continuing his journey. Working, learning, growing, planning for the future in ways that only he fully understands right now. Meanwhile, ARMY continues doing what it has always done best. Supporting him, cheering for him, trusting that whenever the next chapter arrives, it will be worth the wait. And perhaps that's the perfect way to look at this entire situation. Not as a mystery that desperately needs solving, but as a reminder that some stories are meant to unfold naturally. Some surprises become even more meaningful because they take time. And some moments don't need immediate explanations to become memorable. Because in the end, whether this trip leads to an exciting announcement or remains a simple private memory, one thing is absolutely certain. Jimin still has the remarkable ability to bring people together. A few images, a quiet journey, one familiar face beside him. And suddenly, fans from every corner of the world are smiling, discussing possibilities, and sharing their hopes for his future. That's influence. That's connection. And perhaps that's also why Jimin's story continues to resonate with so many people. So for now, we'll keep watching with excitement and patience. We'll celebrate the mystery, enjoy the conversations, and wait to see what tomorrow brings. Because if history has taught us anything, it's that some of the most unforgettable moments often begin when nobody sees them coming. And who knows? Maybe one day we'll look back at this sighting and realize that it was the quiet beginning of something truly special. Until then, let's continue supporting Jimin with the same warmth and trust that have always defined this incredible fandom. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to leave a like because it really helps our channel grow and lets us know you enjoy these discussions. And if you're new to Pop Signal, make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the latest updates, stories, and fascinating moments from the world of K-pop and BTS. Now we want to hear from you, ARMY. What do you think about Jimin traveling with only Jusang? Do you believe this was simply a private schedule? Or do you think it could be connected to something exciting that has not been revealed yet? Share your thoughts in the comments below, because we'd love to read your theories and talk with all of you. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. As always, stay safe, keep supporting the artists you love, and remember that sometimes the most exciting stories are the ones still waiting to be told. We'll see you again in the next video, right here on Pop Signal.